All right, you guys, I have not recorded myself for Instagram, anything really talking, and I feels like years to me, but obviously it has not been years, it's been months. Since getting pregnant, I've slowed down a lot on social media and really just been present in the now, and honestly, I'm super grateful for that because it's very hard to do. But I've been getting so many messages, and some people I've responded to if it was like a quick, easy response. And it's really just about when I get the message, how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, if you get a response or not. So with that being said, I thought I would just record a video and just kind of give a little update on where I'm at, oh my god, my hair is so snarly, where I'm at, what we're doing, and all things baby so far, because I haven't shared much other than pictures or in the beginning food cravings. So I'm prepping my hair right now for, I need to shower, but I really need to deep clean my hair and give it a good oil treatment. So I figured while I'm doing that, since I would just be standing here staring in the mirror anyways, I would just record this. So let's see, where do I start? So obviously I'm pregnant, and we have about a month left before we think baby's going to be here, and things have been very good so far. I've had no complications, no risks, nothing that was nerve-wracking about the pregnancy. Every appointment has gone very, very well. Baby's always healthy. I'm always healthy. I did have to, let me start at the beginning. So found out I was pregnant when we first moved to Texas for Josh's job. And we literally, the day before I found out I was pregnant, slept in our truck. Because Josh's payday, we ran out of money, and then he didn't get paid until the next day. So we ran out of money. So instead of getting a hotel or something, we slept in the truck. And this is before I knew I was pregnant. And I was we always camp. We're always on the move, on the go. So it was really no big deal. I just reclined the passenger seat, and then Josh reclined the driver's seat. Dogs were we have a truck. So the dogs had the whole back seat in the middle, and they cuddle. So it was completely fine, and it was Texas, so it wasn't cold or anything. It was super cool, actually. But I did let Josh know after that I would not be doing that again, because it was not so comfortable waking up in the morning and, I don't know, getting out of the truck and then brushing my teeth with a water bottle. It was just not my thing. Wasn't really his thing either, but we made it work. So then that was in October. So we found out we were pregnant, and I don't think I've actually shared this. So with anybody, actually. So I was feeling sick. We ended up getting, what did we get? We were in a hotel, and I was feeling super sick, and I just thought it was COVID or something. I literally thought I had COVID, because we had started going to church. We met, so Josh sells solar panels, so he met homeowners, and they invited us to their church. So for 3 Sundays in a row, we were going to their church, and they were having events outside of the Sundays. And one of them was a ladies' night. So I went to the ladies' night, and I was just not feeling good. I was man, it must be because I'm around all these new people. And normally when Josh and I traveled, not really around people. We kind of stay to ourselves unless, we're networking or something like that. But then it's a little more intentional. But so I was okay, I must just be sick. I'm nauseous. I can't really eat. I was it's okay. It'll go away. So, and I even posted about it on my Instagram story, because that's when I was really posting about my day to day. And it never crossed my mind oh, I might be pregnant, ever. Not once. And so I actually was talking to my friend Taylor, and she was you're pregnant. I was no, there's no way. I have been at that point, I've been with Josh for over 4 years and never used any protection or anything like that. And I have not gotten pregnant. So I was it just didn't cross my mind. And there had been times in the past where I thought I was pregnant because I missed a period or something, and I would take the test, negative, 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 and then I'd get my period the next day or the following week. So my thinking was, you know what, I'm not gonna go take a test. I'm probably gonna get my period soon, and I was just around all these people. So I ended up waiting, and I think I waited I was 10 days late for my period. And my periods lately, prior to becoming pregnant, weren't really regular. They were strange. And so I was okay, again, still talking to my friend Taylor. At this point, Taylor was the only person who knew anything. I was okay, I'm gonna go take a test. And I was kind of freaking out, because I was man, 10 days late, that's crazy. So I ended up going and getting a test and not telling Josh because I was like, I don't want to like, if it's negative, like I just wanted to keep it to myself. And normally in the past when I thought I was pregnant and I would go get a test, I would always tell Josh like, oh, I think I'm pregnant, I gotta get a test. So I should have known right then and there that something was different because I didn't tell him. Like I was like, oh, I have to go to the store to get deodorant. So I ran and got deodorant and grabbed the test. And so I get home, well, back to the hotel, we're in a hotel, and I take the test and Josh is at work. And I also grabbed, wow, like now I'm like, because I'm sharing this, I'm like, duh, it all makes sense now. But I also grabbed a card when I grabbed the test and the deodorant that said like, you're going to be a daddy and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, if it doesn't like, if the test is negative, at least I'll have this card for when I do become pregnant in the future, whatever. So I was like, whatever, it's not a loss if it's negative. So I grab the card and I have the test, get home, or get back to the hotel, take the test, and it was positive in like 2 seconds. And I was like, I'm like, you know what? There's no way. There's no way. So I took the second test, positive again. I was like, okay, so I didn't call Taylor at this point yet. What I did was I went back to the store because I had the little like cheap test that just showed like the lines or something. I forget what it was. It was like just lines. And I was like, I need something to tell me like, yes, you are pregnant, because that's how like in disbelief I was. So I went back to the store and I got the digital test that like you connect to your phone and it tells you like, yes, you are pregnant. And so I got back to the hotel, took that test, and of course it said, yes, you are pregnant, like contact a doctor. So at that point I was literally like shaking, like I was and happy, like though I was happy. And so I remember I called Taylor, I went outside, and the whole time, like, because I was kind of being like hush hush around Josh, he's like, what, why are you on the phone with Taylor? Like, why are you walking away? And I was like, oh, like I blamed it on like her, like arguing with her boyfriend. I was like, oh, she's just having some boy trouble, like it's nothing, like it's drama. And so he was like, oh, okay, like, because he hates drama. So Taylor's like, well, are you going to tell him? And I was like, yes, I bought a card. I don't know how to do it yet. And so I actually set up Josh's phone to record. And I set it in the bathroom. And he had gotten home from work that day. And I showed him I gave him the card. Because I think he got a deal that day too or something. Like he sold a solar system. And I'll insert like a little video, a clip of the video.
You'll go together.
Aww. Thanks, baby. I gave me a card.
To my love, did you read it?
I see it to my love card. Good guys make great dads. Your little one couldn't start in a better place than the arms of a loving father like you. Congratulations on your baby to be. You're gonna be a daddy. I love you, your baby guy. Are you for real?
Yeah.
How do you know?
I took a test.
When?
Just now.
Show me.
And I have an app and I took the picture and it said pregnant.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty exciting, babe. Holy cow. How do you feel?
How do you feel?
I'm like, holy shit. I've had a feeling, but I wasn't sure. It's pretty crazy.
And he was in disbelief too. He ultimately was like super happy, but at first he was like you're lying, like how do you know? Because he didn't know that I went and got these tests. So that's how I found out I was pregnant. And then after that, we were like, okay, we can't keep doing these hotels like while being pregnant. So we ended up going back to our Airbnbs, and we got an Airbnb. So I spent basically my first trimester in a tiny house in Texas, which was really cool. It was super cool because I'd always wanted to experience a tiny home. But I was like nauseous every single day, and I could not eat. I could barely keep down like one cracker, and I could not brush my teeth without like vomiting. It was honestly pretty rough, and I basically just ate crackers and ginger ale. That was it. That was literally it. I slowly got into like second trimester is when the cravings for me started. And for me, my cravings were yogurt, vanilla yogurt at first with strawberries, like fruit is all I wanted. And then pretty quickly it switched to seafood. Like if we went out to eat, which we did a lot during that time, if there was fish on the menu, I didn't care what it was, I was ordering it. And I ate it all, and then I'd eat some of Josh's. And Josh, a couple times, he was like, wow, like, I'm surprised you're eating all this fish, because I don't normally eat fish at all like that. So I ate a lot of seafood. I think we went we stayed along the coast of Texas for a little bit during my second trimester, and we went to this restaurant where they served crab, and we went there like 3 nights in a row just because I wanted the crab so bad. Like, I was craving seafood that bad. But yeah, then we got a place for a little bit longer, I think like 3-4 months. So that's where I spent like the second half of my second trimester. We had a house and we cooked a lot. And that's when we started to slowly change up our diet to a more healthier diet. We got a juicer. We were doing lots of fruit juices, lots of fruit, lots of vegetables, meat, and slowly cutting out carbs. Basically like white bread and pasta and stuff like that. And we started working out. We got a gym membership. And I was noticing that my weight gain wasn't increasing as much as it was before when I was eating like, I wasn't really watching what I was eating like first trimester. Going into my second trimester, like in the beginning, I was like, if I craved something, I was getting it. Like if I was craving McDonald's French fries, Josh was bringing me to get French fries. If I was craving a cheeseburger, Josh was bringing me to get a cheeseburger. And the other thing that I'm remembering right now is another craving is Chick-fil-A deluxe chicken sandwiches. Like that was almost like a daily thing. Like I couldn't eat anything other than like what I was craving. It was wild. But so once we changed our diet and we began working out, my weight pretty much stayed pretty like decent. Like I wasn't gaining that much weight with, pregnancy. And my midwives said, that's okay. As long as you're working out, you are eating. And so I started to like track what I was eating and my water intake just to make sure that I was like, intaking enough protein and fats and carbs for baby. So we're still in Texas. We've been in Texas the whole time. And we decided that we don't want to deliver at a hospital. Well, I was very adamant on that. And Josh pretty much agreed because we just don't like that environment, like at all. So we went and toured a birthing center, and that's the one we're still with. So that is where we will deliver baby, and we are working with midwives. We have a doula. Her name is Abby. She is amazing. We met her in Puerto Rico when we lived there for last year. And she will be our virtual doula. She's been amazing so far. I highly recommend having a doula. I'm trying to think what other questions I've been getting asked. I've been asked if I'm going to deliver at a hospital, so I answered that. I've been getting asked if I'm going to go the natural route, which I am. At the birthing center, they don't do epidurals or anything like that, or like I forget what it's called, but like the induction, induce, they don't do that. It's all natural. So I'm out of breath, hold on. They do if it's medically necessary for me or another mom to be induced, they do it naturally. So through like homeopathic remedies. So eat your dates, 6 dates a day. Once you get to 36 or 34 weeks, I think. I've been eating dates. What else? The red raspberry leaf tea. Now I can up it to 3 to 4 cups a day. There's like a trio of these like, I don't know if they're like herbs or what they are, I forget. They're in my Amazon cart because I have to order them because I start taking them next week. But they're to like stimulate labor and get labor like, not like going or started ahead of time, but it helps prepare your body. And one of them helps with like pain and anxiety. They mentioned that sex, semen helps induce labor. And obviously, like, if you're watching this and your mom, like, talk with your doctor, your midwife, because this is just what was shared with me for how my birth is going right now. So, like, I have no prior medical conditions, and I'm, like, not at a high-risk pregnancy. So if you have any of that going on, or even if you don't, make sure you talk to your doctor or whoever is birthing your child. But, yeah, the other things I've heard that will help prepare your body for labor is, like, pineapple juice, and just really staying hydrated. They've been telling me to like stay super hydrated. And within the last trimester, which obviously I'm in now, like really keeping my carbs low because this is where baby's fattening up and bulking up. And Josh, although I was a 6-pound baby, like 6 pounds, I think like 13 or 14 ounces, Josh was like a 10-pound baby. So I'm really hoping that baby takes after me and is a little lighter. But we go on, so today's Saturday, we go on Monday for our last sonogram, and that's where they'll, it's an estimated guess, but they'll measure, you know, the length of baby from crown to butt and how much baby is weighing. And, you know, that could be a pound less, a pound more. So, but we'll give it a rough idea. So I'm excited for that. We are starting this week to get hospital bags ready. And yeah, we are getting excited. I did like 2 nights ago, have like contractions, and they definitely were not Braxton Hicks. So Braxton Hicks, if you don't know what those are like what they call like false contractions, where they're not necessarily supposed to be painful. Some women have experienced painful Braxton Hicks, but it's basically just your stomach muscles, like your uterus, all that in there, like tightens, and like it's preparing your body for labor. But mine were way more regular and intense and 100% painful. And with Braxton Hicks, you can like say you were laying down and your Braxton Hicks contraction started. Normally when you get up and walk around or drink water, they'll like go away. Mine were not like that. So mine started at like, I want to say like 11 p.m. and lasted until like 2 to 3 in the morning. And I had texted my midwives because they have an on-call number, but I didn't call them because I was like, you know, like I'm probably overreacting, like I'm a first-time mom, like I'm probably fine. And I know, like I anticipate labor to be somewhat painful, or what they call in the book I'm reading is like pressure. Think of it as just extreme pressure. So I was like, okay, this pain, like it's bearable, like I'm not dying, like I'm okay, so like I must be fine. So for like 3 hours, I was like in so much pain, and I'd like lay down, get up, walk around, sit on the couch. Josh at one point had to like counter pressure on my back because it was like starting in my lower back, and then it would wrap around my whole entire stomach, and it just felt like, what it reminded me of was like intense, very, very, very intense period cramps mixed with like a stomach bug feeling. Like, that's like the best way I can describe it. And they were regular, like they were over a minute long. They were spaced out. They weren't spaced out regularly, which tells me that it wasn't like I wasn't about to go into labor. But after speaking with my midwife the next morning, they were definitely contractions. And so that morning, the day before, they put me on no activity. So I was basically just held up in bed and told to nourish my body with food to give my body energy and just chug water, basically. So that's what I did, and knock on wood, the last 2 nights have been fine, like completely normal, no contractions, no nothing. Now it's really just prepare time. We're just preparing for baby. We got baby's car seat, we got her some clothes, we got some like, what's it called, like, this pregnancy brain is a real thing, but like toiletry stuff, like soap and stuff like that, lotion. I do plan to, that's the other big question I forgot, is if I'm going to breastfeed. And yes I am. I'm going to breastfeed. Disclaimer, this is just my choice, my opinion. This is what was told by my midwives for me. You don't have to agree with this and you don't have to follow this, but this is just what I'm doing. So with that being said, my midwives recommended for the first 6 weeks after baby is born to strictly breastfeed, like don't pump and give her a bottle, because it makes the latching process like extremely hard on baby, especially like if they're already struggling. So for the first 6 weeks, I will strictly, as long as everything goes well, which I assume it will based on how the pregnancy's gone, I will strictly be breastfeeding. So that means all throughout the night, I will be the one getting up, with baby. Josh will not necessarily have to be awake. And then I'm not sure if after that 6 week mark, if I'm going to switch to pumping in bottles. Before she can eat foods and liquids, I want it to all be breast milk. So I don't want to use any formula whatsoever. I don't know, just rubs me wrong. And again, that's just personal opinion, personal preference. But I think once I'm like, out, like healed after postpartum and I'm able to like go out of the house and stuff like that, I think I might want to switch to pumping and giving her bottles. That way Josh can feed her. But I definitely want to go the no formula route, especially with the apparent formula shortage right now that I'm hearing about. But that is an update on pregnancy and baby. And Josh and I are very, very excited, like so excited. He's starting to get more excited now. So I'm hoping to keep recording little videos like this and, edit them and post them to keep everybody updated, because it's just, I find it harder now to post like constantly on my Instagram and stuff like that. So with the videos at least, when I'm having like, me time and I can like just prop my phone up and share what's been going on. I hope that I answered all the questions that I've been getting. I think I did. They were pretty much all the same type of questions, just from different people. But yeah, that is pretty much our update, and we hope to meet baby within the next month. So yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. Bye, guys.